I really appreciate how generous you are with each question. You speak of awareness having a feeling, and also the feelings are being seen, feelings are being they're being noticed, but you speak of feeling this experience of awareness, and it almost seems like there's two different levels of feelings. There's a feeling that's being noticed, and then there's a feeling of that space of awareness.
Sorry, just to interrupt you, I don't think I've ever suggested feeling the presence of awareness.
I thought I just heard you say that.
I'm usually pretty accurate with pretty specific with words. I may have done, it may have been a slip.
Okay.
I would talk about knowing it. But even when I talk about knowing it, I'm very careful to qualify what I mean by knowing it. It cannot be known in the same way that we know these flowers or the sound of this voice or a thought. That's what in fact, a lot of this morning's meditation was about this. Just as the sun doesn't illuminate itself in subject-object relationship, there's not one sun that illuminates and another sun that is illuminated. The same sun that illuminates is the sun that is illuminated. So when I talk about knowing our own being, it's not that our being is one thing and there is another entity that knows it. It knows itself, like the sun illuminates itself. And in fact, it is the only knowledge there is that doesn't require a subject-object relationship. It is a unique kind of knowledge. So even to say, to know the presence of awareness, due to the limitations of language, it suggests that awareness can be known in the same way that a flower can be known. But it's not meant, I don't mean to imply that. It's very difficult. We don't really have a word for it. If I were to ask you now the question, are you aware? What would you say?
I would say awareness is occurring.
But just, are you aware?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in order to answer yes to that question, you must have, in quotes, gone to the experience of being aware. You must have experienced the being aware. Otherwise you would have answered either I don't know or no. If I ask you, are you aware of these flowers, what do you say?
Yes.
Because the flowers are your experience, and therefore you answer yes to the question, are you aware of the flowers? Now, if I ask you simply, are you aware? Pause, you don't look at the flowers, but you go somewhere. You go to the experience of being aware. Now, when I say you go to the experience of being aware or awareness, you are awareness. It's not you go to the experience of awareness. Awareness becomes aware of itself in that moment. In that pause between the question, are you aware, and the answer yes, awareness ceases directing itself towards the flower. It sinks backwards. Attention flows inwards towards its source, and it tastes itself. Awareness says, yes, I, awareness, am aware. It recognizes itself. But there's nothing objective there in that recognition, like there's something objective to these flowers. But we cannot say that it is not being known. If the experience of being aware was not known, we would all answer either I don't know or no to the question, are you aware? But we all answer yes, because the experience of being aware is known. It is known to itself. But it is a unique kind of knowledge that has no objective qualities to it and is therefore usually ignored. I would normally use this opportunity to tell the story of the Oxford professor, but I'm going to resist this time because I know you've all watched YouTube. So
it seems as though, and I know that awareness has a quality that is that just is. Awareness is that background screen. It also seems like it has a quality of an experience.
You're right, but for the wrong reasons.
Good. Tell me more.
It's not because you say awareness seems to have a quality of experience. But it's not because awareness has any objective qualities that awareness seems to have a quality of experience. In fact, it's the other way round. The reason why objects such as this flower have a quality of experience to them is because the flowers are lit up by awareness. So even in the experience of the flowers, what is it that makes the experience of the flowers absolutely real? You're absolutely certain you're having an experience now, yes? You're experiencing something. You can't be sure they're flowers, but you know that there is experience. You know that experience is real. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you go deeply into experience and ask yourself, what is it that makes experience undeniably real? What is the stuff out of which experience is made that is undeniably real? It's consciousness. So you're right that the awareness does have a quality of experience, not because there is anything objective to it,
Right.
but it's because what is normally objective, its reality, what makes it a real experience, is awareness.
Right.
Don't know how clearly that was explained. Did that make sense?
It made sense to me.
In other words, we're kind of moving forward a little bit here. What is real about this experience? Can anybody deny that the current experience, by which I mean just this ordinary experience, this room, my voice, our bodies, this current experience is undeniably real? Yeah, would anyone disagree with that? So what is it about this experience that is absolutely real? It's consciousness. That's the stuff out of which this experience is made. It is consciousness that gives experience its undeniable reality. So you're right. The experience of awareness, the non-objective experiences of awareness, is absolutely real. It has a quality of experience to it, but awareness is what gives all experience its undeniable reality. But it's not an objective quality.
Right.
Let me ask you now, come at this from a different point of view. Is anybody here currently knowing anything other than the knowing of experience? Just scan your current experience, your body, your thoughts, your feelings, this room, the landscape. Is anyone knowing anything other than the knowing of experience? Has anyone ever known anything other than the knowing of experience? You see, all there is to experience is the knowing of it. Consciousness is not, in fact, just one aspect of experience in the background as opposed to all of this in the foreground. All there is to all of this is the knowing of it. When you fall asleep at night, you have a dream. And in that dream, you spend 10 years traveling the world. And you seem to experience so many different things. But when you wake up in the morning, you realize that everything you experienced was just knowledge in your mind. There was nothing there other than knowledge or knowing. And that's true of our experience now. There is nothing to this experience other than the knowing of it. It is consciousness that makes experience, that gives experience its reality. It is not stuff called matter. Am I answering your question?
I misunderstood a comment you made earlier on the feelings, and that was really the only question I had. But I really appreciate the explanation that you gave. Thank you.
Well, your question about feeling awareness gave me an opportunity to take this as a step further.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you for misunderstanding me, or if indeed I did say something about feeling awareness, that was obviously a necessary slip.
Yes, thank you. Wonderful.